9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Liftoff.
Liftoff. Liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Roger, Tower.
Welcome to Alien Probe Podcast. It is Saturday, December 13th, 2025. I'm Doug. This is Matt. Joining us today is Barry Maher, author of The Great Dick. That's an interesting title, Barry. How did you come up with that? It's a detective book, obviously. I know we don't want to make sure everybody's clear about what it's about.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Right. Well, it came up by accident when I was writing the beginning of the book. It turns out there's a character at the very, very beginning, which takes place 10 years before the story actually starts. And he's doing a bunch of LSD, and he decides that the Great Dick and the Great Dick, that Moby Dick and the Great Gatsby are basically the same story, which is pretty obvious, right? One's about a failed love, the other's about a giant whale. And he says, if anybody wrote that story today, they should call it, obviously,
The Great Dick. Right.
Because they're both about the failure of a person to overcome something that really messed up their life.
Wow.
Love that.
And so is this.
Yeah, right.
It may not be of the quality of the Great Dick or the Moby Dick or the Great Gatsby, but, I'm hanging in there.
I appreciate the fact that he did a lot of LSD, because so did I. So.
You were late.
Yeah.
Well, I've been known to indulge. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a student of the 70s as well.
Yep.
So, can you tell us a little bit about the journey that led up to the? I know you had some other publications, but tell us a little bit about what led up to your writing The Great Dick.
Yeah.
Well, the Great Dick was rather specific in what happened. I was speaking on an Asian cruise, which is what I did. I was a speaker, and all of a sudden I was having trouble with foreign currency, and that happens, right? Figuring out how it works out. Then I started having trouble with American currency, and then I couldn't tell time. So back home, it turned out I had a brain tumor the size of basically a softball.
Oh wow!
No, that's what I said. Oh no! Wow. So I got a neurosurgeon actually, and I thought of this guy as Chainsaw Charlie, because how was he going to get into this brain tumor? He's going to cut in through my skull with a power saw, which he did. Then he slices off out most of the tumor. He gets it out. But I wake up from the surgery, and I've got Lady Gaga singing in my head nonstop, loop, and I've got this vivid, horrific story, like a memory, as if I'd just experienced this thing, which is really weird, right?
Right.
And it's got, I couldn't figure out what was going on there. It was like I'd just seen it happening. And it's got dark spells, sudden death, and the Ralph Lauren version of the Manson family, open crypts.
Wow.
This really weird story. Yeah. So fortunately, after about 2-3 days, Lady Gaga stopped singing. It was a nice song, but it's got a little old. But the story stayed with me. And I spent about 2 years taking that story and turning it into the Great Dick and the Dysfunctional Demon.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really a weird experience.
You've had a lot.
How could I not turn that into a story?
Yeah. Yeah. It almost wrote itself. It just popped up in your head.
It took me 2 years, but I'm slow.
That 2 years isn't that.
But the basic plot was there. The basic characters were there,
Yeah.
And I worked out the themes and, put the dialogue in and put in a lot more detail.
Yeah.
But the basic story was there. It's the weirdest damn thing,
Yeah, that's great.
You've had it. Did I read this right? Did you went through the Whopper University?
Yeah, I am a product of 4 years at the University of Notre Dame.
Okay.
About an hour and a half at the Graduate Journalism School at UC Berkeley, and 5 totally misspent weeks at Whopper College of Burger King. I was like useless. I was like the worst Burger King manager ever for about 6 weeks.
I forgot that's what they called it too. That's right.
They called it Whopper College, of course.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I always said food service is something I will never get into. I've done a lot of things, but food service isn't going to be one of them.
What state was that at?
That was in California.
That was in
It was
California.
a state of confusion.
Where do you live now?
I live in California.
Okay.
They won't let me in any other state.
Yeah, that's where we are too.
Whereabouts you guys?
Sacramento.
Yeah. I'm down south Santa Barbara.
Okay.
Oh, a little bit nicer.
Yeah. Better weather.
Yeah, better weather.
Better weather,
We've
yeah.
had fog. We've had fog for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Man. It's unbelievable.
It looks like Seattle over here right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, that's okay. A couple months, the heat will be coming. The fog will go away.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I always like to ask some questions about. We got your bio, so we like to ask a few questions. What authors have kind of influenced you when you were writing the book?
When I was writing this one, this one was kind of unique, but just about everybody influences me. I mean, I read everything.
That's
You put it
awesome.
in front of me, I'm going to read it. Like Sarah Palin, whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
We like
So,
her.
I mean, I read everything from Shakespeare and Proust to Lee Child. I read a lot of Reacher. People may think that that's not highbrow, and it isn't.
Yeah.
But he's got a great style.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy writes sentence like Hemingway.
Right.
So when I'm writing a book, I very often read his stuff.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound too good if I'm on an intellectual show.
Yeah, but you're okay here.
We're not, so you're fine. You're good.
Thank
You're in
God.
Good, you're in good company.
Yep. I've read things. I read a lot of horror when I was younger. King, Kuntz, Barker, Straub, a lot of stuff like that. So
Sure, Straub is a big
Yeah.
favorite of mine.
yeah.
How'd you begin the book? I mean, I know you came up from from the surgery and all that, but how did you just start writing it? I mean, you've written other
I just
publications.
started writing, It's one of these things. Number one, I had the story, and I really wanted to tell the story. Plus, after having brain cancer, I sort of wanted to prove to myself that my brain still worked. So
Yeah.
that was a big motivation behind it too. Plus, I wanted to tell that story, which I think is a fantastic story. But with me, writing it's a job. It's what I do. I sit down in the morning on my easy chair. It's not a hard job. Yeah, right. And I start writing. If you sit around and wait for inspiration, you're going to be waiting while Peter Straub and other people have already written their books.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You appeared on the pages of Funeral Services Insider.
Yes,
Can you tell us
I
a little bit
was.
about that?
I am probably the only horror novelist who's actually ever been in the pages of Funeral Services Insider. As a speaker, for whatever reason, I was hired by a lot of morticians. I don't know why. And
Wow.
Maybe it's my luck or something.
Yeah. You're
I mean, one Halloween day, I was speaking to 2 different groups of undertakers. It was like really weird. And they have a
Wow.
great sense of humor. But this happened with when I first got out of school, I basically had to find a way to support myself, right?
Right.
So I started figuring I could be a journalist because I was an English major, so I figured I could be a journalist. So I wrote maybe 100 different publications. And in order to eat, I had just about that many different jobs. Yeah, I mean, it was really... One point I moved to the beach.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, you live
To the beach,
on
right?
the
You lived
beach,
on
not
the beach.
On the
Yeah.
beach. with
But
the
not in a
sand,
house
the
on
sea.
the beach.
That's a clever way to say homeless. That
Which-
really is a clever way to say homeless.
Which
Well, that sounds a lot better in a job interview, doesn't it? I moved to the beach, yes. I've been living on the beach.
Where do you live on the beach? What part? Is it California?
In Santa Barbara and Santa Cruz, too.
Oh,
Nice.
really?
Nice.
Both those places. If you're going to live on the beach, you might as well live in a nice town, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. It's gotta get cold. My goodness.
And I was writing during, I go to the library during the day and I'd write some article and hopefully somebody would publish it and they'd pay me like nothing for it.
Right.
Very, very
right.
little.
And you've been on the Today Show and NBC.
Yeah, he's been on a
Nightly
lot of big
News and
publications.
CNN and
Yeah, I have a very checkered history, as you can tell. I've been on the Today Show. It was really weird. It wasn't like this. Nowadays, they do this stuff like this. You just got on Zoom, right?
Yeah.
But on the Today Show, they brought out this huge satellite truck.
oh wow,
parked it in front of my house.
Yeah, live.
Came in, did the whole damn thing, set it all up,
Yep.
and it's like a 3-minute thing. If it was that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much money they spent on that, and I don't think it was worth it for them, but it was good for me. It gives me a great credit. I was on the Today Show.
It's a story. They'll do anything for a story.
Did Matt Lauer?
That's true. I'll do anything for a story, including have my head cut open.
Right.
Did Matt Lauer interview you?
No, I don't think so. It was a woman, and I don't even remember who, which shows you what's happened in my memory since then.
And CNN and
CNN, yeah.
And were they interviewing?
I've been on all the C's. I don't know.
All the C's.
I don't wanted any part of it.
Yeah, I know. We don't talk about. We're UFO and extraterrestrial, driven podcast, but we do everything, obviously. I mean, we have to ask this since, you're on. What are your feelings about what's going on? I don't know if you pay attention to what's going on in, like there's Senate hearings about UFO and UAP and all that, but have you seen anything, or do you believe in any of that?
I don't disbelieve, I don't know that I believe, but I don't disbelieve. I mean, the universe is a very big place. There are all kinds of things out there that we don't understand, I'm sure. I would be astonished if we understood everything that's out there.
Correct.
So I have seen things myself which I thought were very, very unusual and moving in an unusual way.
Right.
I won't say they're UFOs, but obviously the government's been investigating it. I don't know if that's much of a credit for something, but
yeah, we don't really. Matt's seen some stuff. I haven't seen anything.
It was way after the acid too. So
way after.
Oh yeah, that doesn't count the stuff you see.
Exactly. Any ghost experiences? Anything like that?
Same kind of thing. I've had a couple of experiences that I thought were very strange. When I was at one time, but I thought there was something going on. I'd seen something in a closet, which is stupid. I was 10 years old. Mm-hmm. But it seemed very, very real to me. Yeah. And I went over and looked in there, and of course it wasn't in there anymore. Right. At another point, when I was much older and a little more sentient maybe, I had an experience where I was waking up, and I was wide awake, because I've been, checking things or whatever. And I suddenly experienced a woman that I knew very well, that she was right there at that time. And it was the weirdest thing. I've never had an experience like it before or since. And it turned out later, checking with her, she'd been in a car accident at virtually that same time, 3,000 miles away.
Wow.
So what that means, I don't know. I don't know if it was real or just, when you wake up, weird things can happen to your head. And when you have brain tumors, weird things can happen to your head.
That's true.
I didn't have a tumor at that point.
Or dreams, because my girlfriend has a brain tumor. It's not affecting her other than it affects her slightly, but she has a lot of weird dreams.
Yeah, it's amazing what it can do to you. I mean, like I said, I couldn't even tell time at one point. And if it's not affecting her beyond that, don't get your head cut open unless you need to.
Yeah, that's what they're telling her. It's nothing affecting.
But everything's. How long ago was the brain tumor?
Oh, it's about 5 years now.
Everything's good now.
Everything's good. The cancer's in remission. They never say it's gone away completely.
Right.
But I'm happy. And it's.
That's all that counts.
Early MRI, and so far they've been good, and I seem to be functioning. I may have lost a couple of IQ points with all the radiation and a little more hair.
Happens to all of us. Just living.
It's IQ points, exactly.
Living, yeah. But I'm basically functioning as well as ever, and I'm writing better, I think. I think I'm more empathetic than I used to be. I think that helped. It actually helped with that. I mean, you're in a hospital for a period of time, and you go for walks, when you can walk, and you see all the other people who are far, far worse off than you are.
Yeah.
And it makes you realize that when you think you're going through a horrible experience, it's nothing compared to what some people go through.
That's very true.
What part of writing do you find most challenging?
That's a hell of a good question.
We get these questions from the PR people.
Oh, really?
It's called.
I didn't see any of those.
It's called Stump the Author.
Yeah, Stump the Author.
I should be ready for that question.
We have to fill out as much of an hour as we can without talking about the whole book.
Stump the Author. It's a Stump the Author question.
You know what I found most challenging in this case was working out the story so it conformed to what I'd seen, what I imagined, and working out all the potential of the story. Because there's a lot of potential here.
Right.
With these ideas that this guy is going through. I mean, it's the idea of failure, trying to overcome that failure, trying to prove to yourself that you're a better person than you think you really are, that you're the person you think you should be, that you can become that person, and try to work all that out in a way that was clear without being preachy and keeping it exciting and scary and funny. I had to make it all those things. And I was really... Probably took me 7 drafts till I got it to my satisfaction.
Right.
And then we sent it off to 15 prominent authors, most of them bestsellers.
Wow.
And I didn't want to send it. It was like, do I really want these people judging this
right.
thing?
I don't think I would either. Yeah. No.
No. I mean, it really was like gulp, know?
Yep.
What are these people going to say? First, it sounded like a really good idea. Then it was like, oh, what are they going to do? And I didn't think anyone was going to say, this is a total piece of junk, because I thought they'd be nicer than that. But they might say, oh, yeah, it's sort of okay, But fortunately, they all came in, and every single one of them was a rave, which was
awesome.
Not only really gratifying, it was a hell of a relief.
Did you list that in the book as like a review, like a preview? Basically?
Yeah, I mean, the front of the book is like 2 or 3 pages, maybe more than that, of just these guys' blurbs saying things about the book.
Nice.
And so it's really nice. It's really nice. And it was really nice of them to do that, because although, I've written a lot of nonfiction, as a fiction writer, as a novelist, I was basically unknown. And I'm saying, please look at my book and please review it. And these 15 people did.
How long ago was it published? Is it
just a few months? It was published in September.
Early.
You're on Amazon? It's on Amazon?
On Amazon. Yes, you can find it on Amazon.
You have a copy of the book? Can you hold it up? You have a copy?
Yes. I just happen to have one here.
Yeah. Perfect. I love the cover, by the way. That is awesome.
Is nice.
Isn't it a great cover?
It is. It's a really great cover.
The publisher had a cover done, and he sent it to me and said, "This is the cover." And I said, "No, that's okay. No problem." And then about a month later, he said, "That cover's not good enough." Another cover done, and he had this one done.
Wow!
And I was like, "Yeah, great."
Yeah, they outdid themselves with that cover. One question: where did you get the name Steve Witowski?
That's a hell of a good question. My assistant is named Steve, but he's not Witowski. I'm really bad at names.
Right.
I wanted to pick a name that nobody else would have.
Right.
So I thought I kind of made up Witowski. I don't think it's a real name. I Googled it and nothing came up.
I've never heard it.
Yeah. One time I was writing an article, and the article was about how when I was in high school, I had a thing for this girl, and my guidance counselor asked me what I wanted to do with my life, and I said what I want to do is have sex with whatever this girl's name was. Right?
Yeah.
Well, I picked a name that it was part Armenian, it was part Irish.
Right.
Nobody would have this name.
Right.
Only somebody did. This 19-year-old girl had this name.
Uh-oh.
She was going in for job interviews, and they'd Google her, and I had Googled the name, and nothing came up.
Right.
So when they Googled her, the only thing that came up was me craving her in high school. She was so embarrassed that she contacted my publisher.
Oh!
Yeah, so I changed it in every subsequent issue of that article, but it's kind of too late for her.
We can't, the cat's out of the bag.
The cat is out of the bag.
That's your next book right there, actually. That sounds like a book.
That poor girl.
Yeah.
Are you going to do another book or more books?
Absolutely. These characters are too good. The book's too exciting. I mean, I really have to do another book.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to read it. I'll definitely get my copy.
How long did it take to write it?
About 2 years. Yeah. About 2 years. And that's draft after draft and getting it just right.
That's about norm, right? For a lot of people that write, I would guess.
I think so, yeah.
We had another...
Considering it all had the story, you'd think it would have been shorter, but no. Getting it right and going over and over and honing all the scenes so they could be, funny where they needed to be funny and horrific where they needed to be horrific.
Are you like King, where he goes into like 7 pages of detail on a certain character? We had just had this conversation with somebody.
I try, people say the book is really compulsively readable. I've gotten that comment a bunch of times, and that's
Right.
what I want it to be.
That's good,
I want
then.
it to be so you're not thinking about this, that, or the other thing. You're just flipping through the pages.
Right.
You know.
Easy reads. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
thing.
I want it to be an easy read.
Yep.
I want it to be a fun read.
Right.
I got a great comment the other day from a reader. She said, let me put it exactly right. She said, the book is horrific and delightful.
Right.
You're getting.
And that's exactly what I'm shooting.
Yeah, as a horror writer, that's exactly what you want to hear.
That's
Right.
exactly what. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
awesome.
was like, hey, that's great. I'm gonna, remember that one.
Not horrifically delightful.
Yeah, not horrific.
Which is another thing altogether.
And put that and in there.
Okay, what do you hope? What do you hope readers will take away from the book?
That sounds like another PR question.
It
is
is
another PR
Yeah,
question.
he read it for
Yeah.
one thing.
I
so-
read it right here, right off your bio.
I didn't get a copy of that.
You
What
should
the
get
heck?
it.
What I'd like people to take away from it is the idea of hope. The idea that it's not written yet. Your life isn't written yet. You can change it. You can become the person you want to be.
Yeah.
And that's what this guy is going through. He's nowhere near the person. He's a failure by his own standards. And he's pretty upset about that. And he thinks that by getting next to this woman who's rich and beautiful and well connected, he thinks, boy, if she's interested in me, I can make her interested in me, I'm going to be a success. Well, that's like totally the wrong goal, and he's doing it for the wrong reasons.
Right.
As the story evolves, he changes.
Yeah.
So I want people to think, there's hope.
Yeah.
It's not written. I'm writing the story.
Yeah. You're kind of a walking emphasis of hope too, as you know.
I don't know how I may quote you on that. He's a walking something,
So yeah.
I had no idea.
and I'm
your
still
book-
walking, which is a great thing. When we had the tumor, my wife took me into a cancer doctor, and when you go in with somebody else, they direct everything to them. They think you're a basket case.
Right.
So I walked in there. The woman looked at the tumor, and she said to my wife, "Could he walk?"
Oh wow.
The thing is literally the size of a softball.
Yeah.
But yes, I am a walking whatever I am. I walk just fine.
Yeah. That's
I also
awesome.
tell time just fine now.
Yeah, and count money. Right.
You have a little bit of a storied past. You got arrested a couple of times, did you not?
I am a
That's
two-time
not in the
loser.
pre-R picture. Is it?
Yeah, I am
Some
a
things
two-time
aren't in the
loser.
pre-
I've been
some
arrested and in jail and twice. Once for not making a left-hand turn out of a left-hand turn lane.
What?
Why'd they arrest you for that?
It's California.
Well, they do.
That's why.
When this was in the late '60s, early '70s.
Okay.
And when you're hitchhiking around and you've got hair down to your butt in those days,
Yeah.
you're very often arrested for one thing or another. The second thing I was in jail for was not making a aiding and abetting a loiterer.
That's even better.
Wow.
Even better, yeah. Yeah. That said,
That's
at the same time during those days, I had cops that basically saved my life, that picked me up in the middle of a snowstorm, took me to the police station, said, "You can stay here tonight,
Nice. Yeah.
so you won't die out in the snowstorm."
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
It's okay.
I'm not a cop hater by any stretch of the imagination. I appreciate what those guys go through, and
Yeah.
a couple of
Yeah.
them saved my life.
I agree.
Tim Allen. I just found out. You probably knew this. Tim Allen was in jail for 7 years.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He was trafficking cocaine. And he got caught. Like pounds of cocaine. He got caught at the airport.
Pounds of cocaine.
Pounds of cocaine.
He's
He
a
got
comedian,
caught.
so I
Well, he rolled over on his other
On his-
people, and so he got a reduced sentence. Usually they put you away forever, and he got a reduced sentence, and he came out.
a comedian. I kind of expect that. They
Fun
do-
fact for everybody out there: Tim
Yeah.
Allen was in jail. It's
Yeah.
I saw his mug shot. And I'm like, I had no idea that guy was in jail.
Yeah, that's insane.
Jeez.
I went to jail for LSD. So speaking of, one day.
One day,
Yeah, I was there for one day. Man.
hopefully you weren't tripping at the time.
I was actually, and that was fun.
wonderful.
Yeah, it was not a good.
That's enough punishment right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was the last time I did it. I'm like, I'm not going to end up like this again. No.
Well, Barry, we'd love to talk for a whole entire hour without giving away your entire book. Is there anything else you'd like us to know about the Great Dick? And the adventures you had in writing it?
Or your
Well,
next
let me give you just a brief
synopsis.
Sure,
of the book.
that'd
Yeah,
be
without
great.
going into too much details
perfect.
or giving away anything that doesn't need to be given away.
That's a great
But
idea.
the idea behind the book, it's a supernatural thriller, but it's got a lot of humor in it. Hopefully the work's in there, comes in when you're not expecting it. But the story's set in 1982. Steve Witowski, who we talked about, hopefully nobody else has that name, guy used to be a counterculture hero. At this point, he's just a failed songwriter and he's running from the law. And he just killed a man. He almost accidentally saved this woman for what looks like the strongest, most bloodthirsty wino in California.
Right.
Steve should keep moving, but the woman he saved is like beyond stunning. She's really, really something. She becomes just a part of a mystery that he can't unravel, that he can't deal with. Even as the face of the guy he just killed appears on his arm. So things are getting pretty weird at that point. So what starts out as like a gritty crime story turns into, and let me quote this one. This is one of the authors said, turns into a wickedly funny, hot, sweaty, magic and murder-infused roller coaster. With strange cults, ancient sins, bizarre rituals, and forces more powerful and demonic than Steve understands.
Nice.
Where nothing is what it seems.
Wow.
And
I like that description. That is good.
Isn't
Yeah,
that? I mean, he said it better than I could. It's why he's a great writer, a best-selling writer.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So it's hard to pound your own horn, you know.
Yeah.
But if you got these guys have made it real easy. I just throw in those quotes once in a while.
That's right.
It's really nice of them to provide them.
That is nice. So who are some of the authors you sent? Are they some of the authors you sent it out to?
Yeah, we sent it out to. This was Chris Moody. We sent it out to Jacqueline McQuand, who had 2 #1 bestsellers. Was the first Oprah Book Club person. We sent it out to a lot of people like that.
Nice.
Most of them were best-selling authors. We sent out to a couple of people that I just liked, particularly myself,
Right.
that I respected. Horror authors, and we couldn't get a hold of Peter Straub. I really tried to get contact information from him, but I couldn't.
Right. Right.
Which was lucky for him. He didn't have to.
He's lucky he didn't have to answer.
didn't have to turn me down. He was very much too busy for it. But these people were all busy too, and
Well, it's good of them to make time to do
so
that.
we got people here like Gail Lenz. Gail Lynn gave me the first quote.
Okay.
She's written 2 or 3 different New York Times bestsellers.
Right.
And she's a fabulous woman, wonderful woman, really generous.
Right.
And a number of other people gave me quotes simply because Gail had given me
That did.
quotes.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
okay with Gail. It's
Follows-
okay with me.
Yep.
Send it to me.
Follow
I'll tell you what
suit.
I think.
Nice.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
That's awesome.
So she's got a new book out. People should read it.
Nice.
What's her new book? You know, what it is?
And I should have the title. I'll have to get
Matt,
the
we
title.
need. Yeah. Well, so Barry, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming on.
Show that book again and where
Show
we
your
can
book,
get it.
and we get it at
Again,
Amazon.
much more important than the face behind
That's
it.
right. The Great Dick and the Dysfunctional Demon. I love that name.
Awesome. Thanks, Barry. We appreciate you coming on, and good luck. I hope you do well. How's the book selling right now? Doing okay?
It's selling well. We just made an Amazon bestseller yesterday.
Nice.
Perfect.
Nice. I'm going to get me a copy too because
Yeah, we'll pick one up.
Yeah.
Did you guys get a copy?
I haven't yet, but I
We
will. I will definitely.
No, I
get
mean, did we send you one?
They sent a PDF, but I couldn't open it, and I don't know. I'll just buy it.
Yeah,
We'll send you
exactly.
another one.
We're not worried about it.
Yeah, I'll
Thanks.
buy it. You send him one.
Hey, Barry. Take
Hey,
it
thanks
easy.
a lot, guys.
Appreciate it. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir.